This program brought to you by Brewski's Bar and Grill, located in Utica, Minnesota. Your one-stop shop for delicious burgers, fries, pizzas, and more.
Yeah? Welcome to Sports Back Talk, everybody. Hey!
All you people back there.
Welcome to December.
Yeah, welcome to December 3rd, 2018.
Happy Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa.
Okay.
Early, so I don't forget.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Cover them
that way
all.
we're covered, yep.
That way we don't have to worry about it. Well, shall we start with the NFL?
Well, you're all wound up. I never seen you so upset. I mean, he actually called me hate last night.
I called you what?
He called me a hate.
A hater.
The hater.
He's
I
a
couldn't
hater.
believe that. I was insulted. Anyways.
Michael was tweeting during the football game yesterday, and of course I was working during the football game yesterday, so I didn't have the liberties to be able to watch and or listen to the football game. But Mike was going after our quarterback Kirk Cousins, and I thought I should defend the man because there's 11 guys on the field, not just one.
Yes, agreed. Case Keenum didn't seem to have a problem, though.
When what?
Well, he got pressured last year, but he got rid of the ball. He could feel the backside pressure. Kirk Cousins has no feeling.
Okay.
I firmly believe that, and I'll always go by this, Ringer. There's a big reason why Kirk Cousins didn't get a big contract in Washington.
He couldn't feel it.
He doesn't play the big games well. What big game? Give me one big game that he's played well in this year. That was meant the world to the Vikings.
Well, he got a win and a tie against the Packers. Those are two big ones.
Yeah, they're proved to be really good. They lost Arizona yesterday.
Well, hey, any given Sunday. Any given Sunday.
No, it's not any.
Things
Why?
can happen.
The New England Patriots don't say that. When the New England Patriots bear down and want to beat somebody, their coaching staff gets together, figures out a game plan, takes Thielen out of the game.
Wasn't it 17-10, with 5 minutes left?
It was 10-10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was 17-10.
What happened when the score was 10-10?
I don't know. I didn't watch the game.
New England, neither did I. I was listening on the radio. New England marched right down the field and took the 17-10 lead right back. Didn't even last at all. And then when Thielen, seriously, Ringer, not Thielen, it's 4th and 11. Okay? The game's on the line. We convert, we got a chance.
Yep.
He throws a 5-yard slant in. Not a up and go. It was a slant straight across.
So you're saying he stepped back one step and basically threw it? Because I'm asking.
Yeah, it was a 5-yard in.
Two?
Doesn't matter. I think it was Laquan Treadwell. Doesn't matter. But he never once went deep. Oh, he did try Thielen one time, but he's trying to hit Aldrick Robinson now, who somehow now is a big part of the game plan. And if Diggs is hurt, don't play him. Obviously, he was hurt.
Okay.
I have big issues with the Don. Me and my brother are talking yesterday about the offensive coordinator and what did he really bring. An offensive coordinator is only as good as their head coach. If you ever look back at all the Belichick coaches he had, none of them were real successful after they left. Actually, one refused to leave for Indianapolis last year because he knew when he left he couldn't succeed without Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick runs the New England Patriots. He runs the offense. He runs the defense. He just has the coaches as little pawns, and they basically do his game plan.
So I'm confused because you were just talking about our offense coordinator.
I'm all over the place right now.
Do you want him to be more of a man, or do you want him to listen to Mike Zimmer?
Mike Zimmer's not calling the offense. Don.
So you want Mike Zimmer to start calling the offense and be a true head coach?
Yeah. Is that too much to ask?
I don't know. Maybe.
He's more of a defensive guy. Yeah. I do know that.
So is Belichick a defensive guy.
Yeah, but Belichick's a football coach. I'm not sure if Zimmer is.
How many football coaches are out there then?
Wow, not many, Ringer.
Bill Belichick and...
I like this McVay. The
Yeah,
young,
but he's an offensive
the young
guy.
up,
He doesn't know squat about defense.
the young up and comers that are aggressive, let their players enjoy the game. And
Okay, so
Mike McCarthy got the Green Bay Packers stale. They were stale.
Yeah, but was it because he pissed off Aaron Rodgers, or because
There was something there.
Oh, absolutely,
There was something there. But
I mean,
does
come
that mean Rodgers can pout? And I mean,
Rodgers is making $27 million a year. McCarthy was only making like 10. So who gets to go?
does McCarthy get another job?
Yes, but not as a head coach right away. He'll be an offensive coordinator.
Who's going to be the new coach of Green Bay? Bruce Arians?
No. I don't know. Somebody that our good friend Aaron Rodgers can get along with, because Aaron Rodgers is going to have to agree with the new head coach. Him and the offensive coordinator are going to have to be going in the same direction. I mean, I'm happy that the Packers are doing poorly. Don't get me wrong. However, having said that, Aaron Rodgers has more control on that team than I think some people would like to.
Oh, absolutely. And I believe me, I think he should.
So I want to go back to this whole, you're talking about McVay, you're talking about making it fun for the players and whatever else. What the heck do the Rams do so well? Do they throw the ball better than they run it? They've got a great running back, don't get me wrong.
They got a big, strong offensive line. I know where you're going with
They're
this.
chucking this baby around.
And then the quarterback has all day.
Because he's got all day. And of course, this is what I mentioned.
Well, I thought Remmers was good. I thought Riley Reef was good. I thought Alfline was good.
Yeah, they aren't.
No.
They're not. And I'm not.
I think Remmers and Riley Reef should be ashamed of themselves. I think it's embarrassing to the Spielman, the general manager, for putting so much money down on those two guys. And they're basically cast-offs from Detroit and Carolina. And we casted our Matt Khalil off, and he isn't playing. So it's true, Ringer. You need offensive lines. KC has one. LA has one. Both teams succeed.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the issue. Cousins doesn't have that time to even get back there and set his feet. I watched a little bit of the Pittsburgh game last night, and Roethlisberger had like days to stand back there, and they were giving him 5+ seconds multiple times during the game. That's unheard of in the NFL, and I can't think of the number of times. And that was like sitting in the pocket. That wasn't scrambling around for Big Ben. He was just kind of shuffling in the pocket.
Did you watch a Dallas-New Orleans game?
I did not. I was driving.
What a defensive... just great coaching. You can see great coaching, Ringer, and Dallas knew exactly what they wanted to do to Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara and that whole offense, and they shut them down.
Okay, so how did they do it? Because I listened to
pressure. 5-6 guys go. He's going to kill us if we don't blitz, right?
Okay.
You high-end quarterbacks are going to beat you, okay? And if you don't blitz them, they're really going to beat you. Because they're that accurate. They don't need much room.
I had people telling me that the state receivers didn't do Breeze any favors, dropping balls right through their hands. Did that happen, or was I getting false information?
It's not like any other game. It may be one.
Okay.
I didn't see an abundance of that. No, not at all.
So are you? And I'll lead this. Try to maybe lead you. Is Dallas a team to be reckoned with?
I believe so. With a defense like that can shut down one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Not only one of the best, but one of the most experienced. Breeze usually figures it out, and he never figured it out.
Is it something that the Saints had won 10 in a row, and you just kind of go, well, you have one of those games. You only had 3 days to prepare. You're like, well, sometimes you just don't get the game plan in the way you want it. Was that part of it, or was that all?
I think so. And Ezekiel played well, over 100 yards again, and Dak Prescott, he's a gamer. I like him. Another quarterback that feels pressure well, and when he gets pressured, he can get out of it. That's another problem with Cousins. He ran a little bit yesterday, but he doesn't have it.
Does not have it.
Yeah. So we got him for another 2 years at what, $30 million a year?
Yeah, $28 million a year approximately. Yep. So looking at the NFL standings.
Yeah.
Just quick,
look at you, Mr. Stat Boy.
I decided I was going to run a few things off today. So last week we talked that the Patriots were in, obviously 9-3 now. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs at 10-2. The Chargers with the big comeback last night.
Yeah, nice one.
Let's talk about that offside business that the Pittsburgh Steelers were pulling, trying on the field goal.
They were up 26-7 at half.
23-7 or 26-7 at half.
Yeah, it was the one play that scored them to 7, but that had nothing to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers losing that game.
The field goal at the end of the game,
Okay.
they're going offside on purpose 3 times, not accidentally, on purpose 3 times.
Yeah.
Is this something that the NFL is going to look at and say, multiple offside penalties on a field goal in the future is going to constitute a fine, a 15-yard penalty, something?
Automatic kick is good. The kick's automatically good.
Because what they were doing was trying to, well, in my mind, was a sham for the game. They were saying, we're going to see if the referees will call it against us or not call it against us. And I didn't like what Tomlin did.
If he's trying to mock the league, he's mocking the wrong league.
Well, I think he's saying, look, we're going to take a chance that the officials, aren't going to call this, and if we block it, well, then maybe the Chargers get a penalty for flinching or whatever, and maybe they move. So, to me, very unethical, very close to the gray area, to being on the illegal side. My buddies would probably say, well, you don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're right, I don't. And that's what any team that would pull that crap at the end of the game, that's bull. And there will be something, I believe, put in place before next season if it happens again.
Yeah, all you got to do is offside in the last minute of any game is whatever they're trying to accomplish, a kick field goal counts.
It just,
There it is. But I can't believe that the coach actually admitted that.
No, he did not admit it.
Purposely.
You think the 3 guys jumped offside up for by themselves without being told to do it?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah, but anyway, it's good to see all the old timers, Franco Harris, Mean Joe Green, that whole dynasty of the 70s, which I'm sure you just loved when they won all those Super Bowls with Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, John Stallworth.
That's when I first started remembering football, was about that time.
And that's when your hatred started with the Steelers. But that was kind of fun, and tell you what, watch out for San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego. The Texans now 9-3, so you'd say that those 4 teams are in.
Yeah, Texans are in. That's a mirage.
And then the Steelers and the Ravens battling. They're probably going to get one of those spots, and it's going to be interesting. The NFC, you got 2 teams with double-digit wins, and the Rams and the Saints obviously in. The Bears, even though they lost yesterday, a lot of people predicted that loss.
Yeah, they didn't lose any ground, and I would think Trubisky's back next game. And
Cowboys at 7-5, the Redskins right behind at 6-5. Of course, playing the Eagles tonight. Who are you taking to now?
The blowout city.
Blowout city.
Yeah,
for the team in green.
Oh yeah, it'll be a double-digit loss, whatever the spread is. I'm guessing around 8.5. I'll take the Eagles. They will cover that 8.5, and a blowout city, Philadelphia Eagles.
Very interesting. Let's move on to the Wild, who you got to go watch on your happy birthday on Saturday, and boy, did they treat you nicely.
What's wrong? Yeah, you could say, and I get it, Twitter world, they played good, they deserved better, they should have won, They lost.
I read this story on Devin Dubnyk, I don't know which day's Star Tribune.
Kirk Cousins, you mean?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Because Dubnyk is saying there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Well, when you give up 4 goals in one period, or 3 goals against Arizona, on Tuesday night last week, or Wednesday, whenever it was, doesn't matter. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
There's an issue there, and is it something where it's a head coach's decision who's starting the game? Is it a Bob Mason decision who's starting the game? I mean, how does that get determined? And does Devin need a little more rest? And personally, that's what I think it is. Dubnyk needs a couple of games off. Some goalies say, well, I need to stay in the game to stay sharp. Well, I think he needs a rest. I think that's the issue. He needs 4 or 5 days off, and let Stalock play a couple games in a row, and then say, hey, look, come on back and show us how sharp you can be.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Rest is a good way to tell the person you're benched. I know this pretty well as far as it's still Bruce Boudreau's call. He will go to Bob and ask Bob certain things. How's his psyche? How's his confidence? There's a big thing with the goalies. You need the confidence, and he will listen to Bob on that. But it's still going to be Bruce Boudreau's call. And the only thing with what I don't know how athletic Dubnyk is. if you watch him, when a puck's coming at him, he'll reach out. He'll reach. And to me, that's not a natural athletic move. Yeah, you wait for it, react, where he'll reach. Pucks, I don't know how good of an athlete he is. And to me, your best athletes on your team in hockey, they have been proven throughout the years, is your goalie. They are, high school, college, all the way up to where I played, the goalie was always the best athlete. A little unique person, but they are the best athletes. I don't know if Dubnyk is the best athlete, and I don't like how he reaches. And I think it just shows a sign of lack of athletic ability.
So I'll ask this question. You had a chance to watch him live. Is it a defensive issue? Is it a goaltender issue? Is the defense maybe trying to be too offensive and leaving Dubnyk out to dry a couple times? Because I'll admit I didn't get to see the game on Saturday. I was at UMD North Dakota. So
now Suter, I don't know if he's 100%. I don't know if he's how do I put it, in great shape. He just seems a little off. Doesn't mean he won't get better, but there's rumors floating around that he was the one that forced the changes with having Dumba and Spurgeon switch back. I don't know if those rumors are true. If it is, that's sad. That's why I can't believe it would happen, but it does. It's been proven that Suter's always asked to play with Spurgeon. Okay, and you got Dumba out there, and he's like a train wreck ready to happen, but he's got a lot of offensive skill. Okay, so they better figure that out. They go out to Vancouver, a big West Coast swing. They better right the ship, Ringer, or when you start losing in this Central Division, people pass you in a hurry.
Well, I was looking at the standings today. Of course, they're in 5th place now. Just a couple weeks ago, they were in 2nd place in the Central Division.
They're where they should be.
Where we thought they would be.
Yeah, that's who they are. That's who they are.
But they're sitting.
They're still 8, right?
30 points. They're sitting in the 8th spot. The scary part is they're 4 points out of being in 3rd place. So it's early. There's still things to go. Did they play a little bit above their pay grade early in the season? Possibly. Can they play worse? Yeah.
The thing is, there's been some things that you watch, but you just know the makeup of these personalities and players. They're not the rambunctious, most excited group of players I've ever seen. Where most good teams, they show up every night, grab their lunch pail, and go to work. Wild don't do that. And in this league, that makes you vulnerable to teams like the Coyotes, who, by the way, have went on a little run there. But vulnerable to lesser teams who the Wild have lost to this year. But still not a playoff team, Ringer. I don't see enough good signs.
Penguins sitting in 6th place in the Metropolitan Division. That caught my eye. I haven't looked at the standings in a while. And also the Devils sitting down there at the bottom. And the Devils are one of the teams that made the playoffs last year, right? Yeah. And we thought would be.
And I like the Devils going in.
Yeah.
I really did. And I still like the Penguins. They're not going to go anywhere. I understand there's probably some concern there. I don't think Crosby will let anything real bad happen. They'll get it figured out. And Toronto's, they're good. And then now they got Nylander in there, and it's just another offensive guy. I just wonder how they're going to sign Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner now. When you sign your 3rd or 4th best forward, you also got Kadri, and you got a bunch of other guys to like $6.9 million, which I thought was fair, but not fair to the Toronto Maple Leafs because they got such cap issues. Austin Matthews, they're going to need $10 million to sign him. Marner's going to cost them $9.5. So there's not any money. I think there's going to be a lockout in the NHL next year. In the next, is it next year or the year after? I believe it's next year. That's when the new contract has to be signed, and the owners just don't know what to do anymore because the salaries are just escalating too much. And so you basically got 5 high-end guys and 15 guys that got to make $1 million to $3 million a person. Then you got your high-end guys. So we'll see.
Be very interesting to see what happens. Anything else that caught? You probably look at the standings pretty much daily, but
yeah, I tried more so after the new year. I get what's going on now, but not too concerned to where teams are. Carolina's been kind of a disappointment also, and then we'll see. Come January, then we get more into that discussion of who's been underperforming and But
I also have the NBA standings because I know how you like to talk the NBA. So who's in first place in the Western Division?
I would say the Western Division.
Western Division, where all the good teams are.
I would say the LA Clippers.
The LA Clippers are in second place, actually tied for first in the West, 15-7.
Pretty good,
Who are
huh?
they tied with? This was a shocker to me.
It's not Golden State. I think it's Memphis.
No, Memphis is sitting in sixth place in the West. The Warriors are sitting in fourth place in the West. So who is tied with the LA Clippers? I couldn't.
Not the Utah Jazz. Denver Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets are tied for first place right now in the Western Division. The OKC Thunder is in third place. So those teams, two of the top four teams from the Central Division where the Timberwolves reside, they are sitting in 13th place right now, 11-12. But they, after the 4-9 start, they're 7-3 over their last 10. So.
They'll get cute once in a while. Then a real team will come in like the Celtics and
the Celtics are sitting in sixth place in the East, who we think is one of the better teams.
Yeah.
They seem to be floundering or whatever. Of course, the Raptors and the Bucks.
Bucks are up there. And Raptors will stay there, but will be easy out in the playoffs like they always are. And then
and the Detroit Pistons are in fourth place for me.
Really, that's surprising.
Kind of scary.
Yeah. So who cares?
Who cares? It's the NBA. There's only four teams that we have to worry about. Right?
Yeah. I mean, come playoff time, you can just throw away all those seeds and.
So I assume that now that the college football has come to the bowl games, you're concerned about the December 15th through 22nd bowls. No, we're not. But the Gophers did make the bowl picture.
I thought that was cool.
They're going to play Georgia Tech in Detroit.
What better way to spend Christmas than in Detroit?
Day after Christmas, get to spend it in Detroit. Play
Should we go road trip?
Boy, it's tempting.
No, I'll get the tickets. You get the motels.
Anyway, I got to do a hockey game that night. The Bronco girls will be playing in the Twin Cities, and I will be on the air at about 5:10 with the pregame.
I don't think I'm making that trip.
Not making that trip.
No.
They are playing Georgia Tech. Now that scares the
Bronco hockey team.
No.
Oh, Georgia
The Gophers
Tech.
are playing Georgia
Why they
Tech.
need a new coach? I heard.
Georgia Tech?
Yeah, they're looking for a new coach.
They got rid of their coach?
That's what I got. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
That's news to me. Of course, they like to come
Might
out,
not be true, but I
come out
got.
and run the option.
Yeah.
Something that the Gophers will have to be working on for the next 3 weeks around finals and everything else.
Okay.
That game again, 4:15? No, excuse me. Yeah, 4:15 on December 26th.
Good to see Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets back in there. Yeah, I've always liked Georgia Tech as a school, right in downtown Atlanta.
Atlanta. So top four.
Yeah, a little surprised.
Alabama versus Oklahoma.
I'm surprised Oklahoma got in. Notre Dame.
Were you thinking Georgia or were you thinking Ohio State?
Well, Georgia should have beat Alabama, so the old woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Does
But
Georgia feel like that they got
no, win the game. Win the game.
Win the game.
I don't know what they were doing on that fake punt. I mean, that's crazy. Why? You know, if you're going to go for it on fourth down, if you notice, and I got this information this morning, Alabama never put their special teams out. They left their top 11D. They left their main D out. Okay, so when they ran the fake, they're going against high-end defensive talent. They weren't going to let that happen. You know, go ahead and punt the ball. We don't care where the ball ends up. We're fine. But Georgia's got to either just go for it regularly or punt the ball. Not a good time for that. They should have seen what happened, and they didn't.
Should have called a timeout or something.
Yeah, call a TO, baby.
So you got Alabama beating Oklahoma. How high scoring? Oklahoma has no defense.
Well, they don't have, they'll find out that Alabama does. So 52-14.
Okay. And then of course in the other one, Clemson versus Notre Dame.
Clemson, not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I did have ESPN.
They don't have the four best teams there, but they had to take the other two.
Yep, I agree.
Ohio State didn't deserve to be there. They lost themselves out of it, as did Georgia. You lose yourself out of it. You can't do anything with Notre Dame. They play who they play. Of course, the teams, the Southern Cals of the world, Michigan's, who they beat earlier on, that was a big win. And win your games. Go undefeated. And no, Central Florida shouldn't have got in.
Yeah, I agree. No Central Florida. I was watching the college thing about 2 o'clock when I got home yesterday afternoon. Turned the TV on, and they were talking. They had one smart guy on there who was saying, all you guys are saying these games are going to be blowouts. He said these games are going to be close.
Really?
Than you think. He says neither one of them more than 10 points apart. Maybe.
Who's this guy?
I don't even know his name. He
Was he a bookie type?
Yeah. So he was up there giving his 6 cents worth, and everybody else.
John
was saying,
Feinstein or no?
Some young buck, some guy who looked like he was in his mid-30s.
Typical.
So anyway, I think they're going to be blowouts. Alabama versus Clemson, and if Tua is healthy,
be fun.
If Tua's healthy by then,
Well, how far away is that? I mean, 3, 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
5 weeks till they play the championship. 5 weeks from tonight.
Again, they got to fix that, Ringer. Jeez, I mean,
Yeah.
when did the Gophers play after their last game? About 4 weeks? Which you mentioned
four
earlier
plus
last show that it's good because they get all those practices. But knowing how practices are, I hated practice. So you can't tell me the players are real excited. But nowadays they don't hit during practice. We did. I remember trying to hit Nick Kohaniak. Holy buckets.
Yeah, probably
He's a big boy. I didn't win that one.
So, what, did you get to watch any of the Gopher basketball game on Friday night from US Bank Stadium on TV?
That was Oklahoma State?
Yep.
No, I did not.
Okay. If you have an opportunity, and I would guess you could go on to Big10.com or something and find a clip of it. If that is the view that we have for the Final Four, the camera angles that we have for the Final Four, I don't think I can watch.
It'll be dizzy. You get dizzy.
Well, you were so flat, you were so low, you weren't up above. It was just the weirdest.
I wonder if they were just trying something.
I finally turned. I watched about the first 5 minutes and I went, I can't take it anymore. I clicked the TV out and went to bed. It was awful, and I'm like, if the Final Four is going to be like this.
I'm sure they've had a lot of people that would have called in and actually complained. So I'm guessing that's probably just trying things. And now blowout city last night against Ohio State.
Well, and everybody that I've talked to said, "Geez, how could they lose to Ohio State?" and blah blah blah.
State's
well,
good.
Ohio State's ranked 16th in the nation. They must have some talent, people.
Yeah.
Let's not start going, well, the Gophers suck because they lost by 20 points on the road to the 16th ranked team in the nation. I don't.
I think Ringer, it gets to a point where, and I've come to get through this and by this in my life. If you live in Minnesota, you better just learn to live with disappointment in sports. That's what we do. We disappoint. Our pro teams, our college teams, they all disappoint. Okay, minus the Twins of '91, and of course, if you care about the Gopher hockey team, they won a couple national championships in the early 2000s. But it's just that's part of our makeup.
It's part of our life.
And people,
part of who we are.
And people just smile, and we're Minnesota nice, and we live with it. And that means owners and management know they really don't have to put up a winner. Just fill up the seats, and everybody's happy. At least they are.
Because they're getting paid, right?
That Fletcher made a mess of the Wild. I don't know how Fenton's going to clean this up. But God, did I just say that?
You did just say that out loud,
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk before we go over?
No, we'll go to Q&A. Let's end this.
Paul's ready.
Oh, yeah. All right.
This place is packed.
Missed field goal.
Shortest missed field goal probably has to go to our kicker against Seattle in the playoff game.
The shortest missed important field goal.
Right.
I'd say Blair Walsh.
Blair Walsh.
The shortest miss or the most important.
Well, I'll tell you, in college football, the hash marks are a little wider. So when you get closer, the angle is tougher to judge because you're kind of kicking at a tougher angle. So in college, they probably had less than 20-yard field goals missed. But Blair Walsh's was 27 yards, right?
It was, that's all. It was a chip shot. I remember I was sitting at Jimmy Haltman's. I actually went away from the TV just because I didn't want to watch it. And I heard Bruce Sandbeck say a bad word. And I said, you got to be kidding me. So that's a good question.
That's probably it's not the shortest, but it's probably
Freddie Cox wouldn't have missed it.
Freddie Cox would not have missed that field goal. I agree. Number 7 or 14?
14.
14.
So most important.
Danmeyer. Kurt Danmeyer. Rick Danmeyer was 7. Okay, sorry.
7 feet was the short.
27 yards short.
27.
27 yards. I'm biggest important one. All right.
So, important wise, the furthest basket made.
Ooh, important wise, the longest basket made.
Like a,
You're talking like in an important,
Basketball,
big important game.
Like half
the one I remember the most was Michael Jordan hitting that.
most important, like furthest
He's
away
got his
from-
tongue out, and it just
About
seemed like
35 feet away.
not sure if it was who was it
Against
against?
the Lakers, I believe.
I believe so,
Game
and
6, I think.
yeah, he hit the shot,
the
game
shot.
winner at the buzzer.
Oh, you're talking Cleveland through the lane.
Well, it was for the title. It was for so it would have been a Western team.
Utah with the little
Might have
push
been
off.
with Carl the Mailman, Malone, and John Stockton.
A couple years ago, Villanova hit the half court, the long throw it all the distance, throw it back, hit about the 40-footer on the run to win the national
And it
championship.
wasn't a long one, but don't forget Christian Leitner with the pass from Grant Hill to beat Kentucky. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean,
a lot of 'em out
that's
there.
when college basketball was, I think, the most enjoyable sport, and I hate basketball. But I enjoyed that because there was a lot of things. A lot of players played till they're seniors, and there's personality. Not only in the players, but the Big Ten coaches with Judd Heathcote and I mean, who's the guy out of Purdue, Keaty, and these guys were all wacko. You know, Lou Henson. You know, he wore a toupee. Nobody would wear a toupee nowadays. He wore a toupee and it was awful. But it was part of his personality. But
the way it was.
I loved
Yeah,
it back
you're
then.
right.
Yeah. What else you got?
One more.
Hockey. Longest made goal.
Ooh,
Crunch time.
you're probably going to have to help me out on that because I'm trying to.
Bobby Bond to win the '68 Stanley Cup. He was on a broken leg. That was a pretty good one. He shot it from the point. You know, who also scored a big goal was Ken Morrow, I believe, in 1980, right after the Olympic win. They were down 3-0, I think, against Toronto. They came back and won that series 4-3. I believe it was a Ken Morrow shot from the right point. And the Leafs or the Islanders went on to win that series and then the Stanley Cup. So there's been a number of shots from the point that have gone in. So
I'm trying to think of one. Is there one? Is there one?
well, there's been a few. Ron Hextall, the ex-GM of the Philadelphia Flyers, he scored from his own net, and he was one of the first goalies that handled the puck extremely well. But there's probably been 5 or 6 of those. So probably the most memorable goal in a Stanley Cup was the Steve Smith debacle, where he scored on his own goalie against the Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
I believe that would have been
86 or 86.
Yeah.
Because that was the only year they had that run. And Calgary won it in 86.
Yeah,
with,
Lanny McDonald
yeah.
and Jim Poplinski and all kinds of fun boys. Neil was not on that team.
Neil was not on the
No,
team at the
because
time.
he got traded to Hartford, I believe. Yeah, and of course that's why the Calgary Flames probably won the cup. They have Neil back there as a liability.
See, there you go, Neil. I do want to say this. Everybody knows games on the radio for me. I did 3 hockey games this past week.
Yeah.
All 3 of them went to overtime. Okay?
Yeah.
So last Tuesday night, the Muskie girls against
Yeah.
the Bronco girls.
That was fun.
2-1 in overtime, 3-on-3
Maggie
overtime.
Roeder, big winner in Superior.
Yeah, and then on Saturday, Maggie Roeder with the overtime winner with the assist to Gwenna Shinners, win 5-4 in overtime. And then yesterday, the Muskie boys trailing 4-0 halfway through the game, call a timeout, pull the goal.
I wish I would've got back
change,
for that, yeah.
Change goaltenders. They score the next 4 goals, fall behind 5-4, tied up with about 2.5 minutes left. Goes to overtime, nobody scores, and then a shootout, and the Muskies win 2-0 in the shootout. So I got to see 3 overtime games. I'm telling you, people, if you don't go out and watch our local kids,
Yeah.
you're not. I know you can watch it on TV, but you can watch all the highlights. The best stuff will always end up on TV. Get out and watch the kids. Girls basketball tonight, boys hockey at home tomorrow night. These teams are there.
So we got an overtime game tomorrow night that we're going to do?
Mike and I are going to do the Muskie boys game tomorrow night against Lake of the Woods. Hey, if things keep going the same way,
Should be a good game.
We're going to have. It's going to be a good game, absolutely. And we get to go to Hibbing and watch the Bronco boys against.
I'm looking
Hibbing.
forward to that. Hibbing's a little down, but that would be good. I want the Broncos to to beat them because of Randy Catron.
So get out there
My buddy
and watch
Randy.
these local kids.
Yeah, I agree.
And take care of business. They love to have the people in the stands. It shows them how important they are because.
And if they want to listen to us, Ringer, bring your phones with.
Yeah.
You can sit at the game and listen to Ringer and I while you watch the game. So
Yeah, we don't see too many transistor radios at the game anymore.
but you
know,
can stream on your computer or on your phones. And
yeah. So anyway, I just want to say
good plug.
For me. It was one of the more memorable weeks. I've been doing this for 10 years now. This might be one of the most memorable weeks I had because how many times you can get to say you did 3 games and you had 3 overtimes.
10 years.
5 years as a color guy, 5 years as a play-by-play.
Did you get a mug?
I was hoping that you could take care of that.
Oh,
so
let's see when I get you a mug.
Anything else?
No, don't take us too serious.
One more question.
The weirdest, strangest present you've gotten or you've given.
The weirdest, strangest present you've gotten or given?
Holiday season.
Okay.
My family does a gift exchange, boys, girl, and you're supposed to know which ones are the boys and the girls. Well, somebody decided to have some fun with Tim, and I got a girl gift, and no girl would take it back from me. So my Christmas present was like perfume and whatever else. So I basically just had to turn it over to the wife and say, I guess I don't get a Christmas present this year.
Awesome. I guess my most memorable was just I always made sure I got my brother Gerald a gift. We didn't have much money, and we got gifts from our parents, and every year you'd hear him say, it's a tough year, kids, and we didn't, we loved whatever we got. We never complained and got too upset. But we get 3 presents, we're happy as larks. But I always would get my brother, I'd always find some way to get him a gift. And I always remember that because I just got to take care of your little brother. So Christmas is cool. Do something special on it. Yeah.
Even if it's homemade.
Yeah.
Even if it's homemade.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.